Lakshmi. Today I am going to explain you about how to load a multiple SQL files from a SQL server to the SSIS and how to retrieve the data. So now first of all I have like a table like employee details. I'm going to insert these values like one APC like this in that is saved in my script1.sql file, and this one is also like another one like insert values is this is also I have kept in another script to SQL, and the third one is I have created a table. So these three scripts how it is executed from an SSIS, that one we will see. So all these scripts are saved in my output folder on my desktop. See script 1 2 3. So these scripts are executed in an SSIS, and how it is executed we will see. Now for that I'll be creating a new SSIS package or new SSIS package here. First I'll create a variable to this folder path where it's going to be stored, where our script values are there. So for that I'll give the name like folder path. It is of type string. Value will be our where our all these script folders are there, SQL files are there. So I am copying that folder path and I am giving this one as a output folder. Okay, this is my folder path. After that, for each script it has to execute. So I am selecting for each loop container and double click on that. What it is going to do is for the collection we are going to do our file, for each file enumerator, and this expressions are property will be directory and expressions will be our output folder path. Means say the means where it has to go, the file iteration where it has to go, it has to go to that particular output folder path and it has to get those SQL files. So we got all those things here, and again where it has to check dot SQL files only it has to check. So this is how, like if we doesn't want in that folder it might have any other files also, but with the extensions like .sql files only it has to retrieve that file. So I have given the name and extension it has to check, and then these variable mappings we have to do. We are going to create a new variable and I am going to give that as a file name. So hit OK and OK. Now it has done. For each iteration it will go for that particular folder and it will it will do that one. After for that we have to execute those SQL files. So for that SQL file I have selected this in the control file that executed SQL file. So here I have to do like connection, what type of connection we have to give. So for that connection already I am creating a new connection. So I am going to create a new connection and go for that where it's our database is there. So I am copying my database server name and those, and here my in is SQL server authentication. I am going to give a user ID and password, and I am going to select the database. Okay, and here our source type will be our here direct input means we have to create a like any statement like insert or something like whatever. But here what I'm going to do, here we are not giving the file connection, so direct input. So I'm going to give a file connection. Here I'm going to create a new file connection. Here it is an existing file. So where what we have to do, we have to give the file name. So whatever it is, we can go and give a file name, and then what we are to give, okay, and okay, and then here what we got is connection script. This one script SQL, I am going to rename this as a connection string, like connection underscore SQL file. Okay, okay. And again, if you go and here, if you see, it's also a script one. So that's the same connection I'm going to name. I am going to type there. Next thing is hit OK. And here if I go to properties, and that expressions we have to change, like what expression it has to go for here. For expressions we have to go, it's a property. What property we have here? It's the connection string, and this expression, what for first is a folder path, and then this is a connection string. Double click and two backslashes means it will give a one backslash, and then file name. So if you evaluate this is this, this is the output folder path plus slash, we got also the one slash. So what we got for each iteration, here it will go, for each iteration it will go to that particular file and it will read your file name. It is now no file name is there, so we will not get any file name here. For each iteration it will give that file name and it will read those one, and it will evaluate. So now it's okay, and okay, now it is ready. Let us see whether our this one executes or not. So this is executed. So if you want to check, we'll go to our database and we'll see. First one is here we will check the data is inserted or not. See this data is, it means for the in the second one I have given the like delete from employee details where employee ID equal to 1, so it has deleted the second row. So we got only the second row. So employee ID with 1 is already here, it is script 1, it is inserted in, and in script 2 it is deleted. So we got only the like we got only the second row. So the third one is, in the third script what I have created, I have created a table like exam table. Now if you see, select star from exam. See the table is created, nothing means we doesn't have any data over here. We did not insert anything, we have created this one. So this is how we can create a we can create table, delete or something, whatever those scripts which are stored here can be in any folder, is executed in an SSIS package. How it is executed we have seen. We have connected a string, and that how this file connection manager is done, and how we have done here. This is how in this video I have explained like multiple SQL files are executed one by one through for each loop container. So this is how we have executed SQL files. Thank you for listening. If you like my video, please subscribe and share my video. Thank you.